Hey guys, GG here. I got the Painted World. I highly recommend that you look at my other video with the Tomb of Giants to see. But this is the second core set for the reprinted Dark Souls, basically. And just a quick rundown. This is supposed to fix the issues that the core set had problems with, but I don't think it really does. And if you want more details about that, you can look at the other video of the Tomb of Giants. But I'm just going to unbox this and show you what you get out of it. But for the same price, I definitely think it's not a good deal. So, we got our book. And this time, okay. One thing that's really weird. So with the Tomb of Giants, it actually shows a parts breakdown of how many minis you're going to get. On the Painted World, it does not. There is no number. It doesn't even tell you how many minis. It's just that. So I was kind of like, okay, what's in this that makes it so expensive? But luckily, it's actually listed in here. So that's kind of a weird oversight. And here it actually looks a little bit more detailed than the other book. So far, I don't see a lot of changes. Main changes is this campaign board. It's kind of weird that the actual boards for the plate are larger than the original boards. These encounter cards are the new thing, really, and that's the thing that kind of changes up the game. So supposedly this is compatible with all the expansions and the original Dark Souls board game, but from what I've read online, it's not. I haven't played it yet, so I'm not exactly sure about how much it's going to affect it. But like I said in the other video, I love the artwork of Dark Souls. I'm not a big Dark Souls fan. I really thought the board game would, make it fun at a group level. And the game has, like I said, I got a lot of mixed feelings about it. I like it, but it has a lot of problems that need work. And honestly, the fan fixes have corrected a lot of the issues. So I don't know how they plan to fix it by releasing this new core. But this is the biggest change, is now that this is going to be... Instead, there used to be a starting board where you actually had your bonfire. And you kept your souls in the market and all this. This timer is new. This is where we actually keep tracks of events, and that's how it puts out the board. So you don't have to have a long, giant map anymore, it looks like. That's the only real change I see. And I touched on this earlier in the video, but just in case you haven't seen, just to show you a comparison of how terrible this new system is. What character is this? This is the mercenary. So, this is the original board. Huge. Rapid strike, spark during attack, weapon attack cost 0, stamina. Yeah, so same ability still. Nothing's changed on that. 10, 17, 26, 35. Yeah, that's all the same too. But this new set does not come with the cubes to actually put here. It just tells you to punch these out, but keep them and remember. And that's just going to be a huge pain when you're storing it. These damage slots are now also double-sided, so I don't know why they thought that's good, because now you gotta lift up your board to punch stuff out, and it's just, I don't know, I don't like it. It's really weird that they saved all that extra board space, and they did that. Because the original Dark Souls came with these cubes, and as you can see, you could just put your cube and track where your location is. So damage, agility, whatever. Made sense. This, not so much. But it is the same board. The only difference is it's missing all this on the side, which is really, you just put your items on the side here now. That's really the difference. I don't know why double-sided doesn't really keep track of any of that on the other side for you. But it's just odd that they did that. I don't know how much plastic costs, but I think printing on paper costs more than plastic these days. It's just odd. So there are some things that they added scenario-specific tokens. So these are poison fog tokens, and I guess they only work with the Painted World set. And then we got lever tokens. Priscilla turns invisible because that's what she does in the game. And we have our new boards. And it looks looks like we have 4 again. And they made the boards bigger than the base game boards, the original set boards, by like a 1/4 inch. I'm not exactly sure why they made them so much bigger. But the boards are still beautiful, and the art's still really good on the game. And the minis are still really good looking. They have like a weird sheen to them, that or is the lighting. But the minis are pretty good looking, and they feel good. Doesn't look like anything's bent in this expansion. They're the water people from the Healing Church Asylum. I don't know what this thing is. It's kind of freaky. Big brain thingy. And here, of course, we have Priscilla. Who... She's not as heavy as Nito, but she definitely looks good. I mean, the detail's not as fine as you'd like it to be, but I still think it's pretty good. Price point wise, this costs as much as the original expansion, or the original core box, and the original core box basically has double all this. I don't really know why Steamforged went this route. I don't know if they're it's gonna actually fix any issues the game has. I personally don't think it will. And I have a sinking suspicion this is just a money grab. Like I said in my other video, I just don't like Steamforged games. I think they buy IPs and they spend more time on minis and not gameplay, and I think that's a major problem that a lot of developers go to when they get an IP. They're hoping that the IP will carry them. We begin out of the set of dice. So if you buy both core sets, you will actually have enough dice for everyone in your party. And if you're like me and you almost have all the original non-Kickstarter Dark Souls stuff, it's a huge help when you play with a big group of people. Yeah, this feels like the a little bit better quality than Fantasy Flight plastic, but about the same. That's the Painted World expansion. So, like I said, full disclosure, I have not played the game with the fixes. I don't really see that being that much. I gotta see how these encounters work. The new encounter system works. And the new event deck. But I just don't think that this is worth it for the price. And luckily I did not pay retail. I would not pay retail for this. I was lucky to get both these at a pretty decent discount, but still a lot of money. I think if these were about $60 a piece, they'd be worth it. I spent $80, I think, on each one. But that's what comes in it. I'm going to get this on the table also with all the other stuff I got going on. And we'll see that I will do a full comparison of what's actually changed or fixed. But if you're interested in picking up Dark Souls, I highly recommend you get the original core and put these on the back burner and actually see if you like the game first. And then, if you hate the game, try the fix from the community. As I recall, they have the rules on Board Game Geek. Check out the new rules and how they add. It does make it more Dark Souls because the locations actually now have things that are incorporated that I think was a big flaw. And I think that's what this does. The encounter deck. Because it used to be you just had a small little card that you pulled up and that's what showed you what. But if you know someone with the game and they're willing to let you borrow it or willing to have you join in, play it with them. And then play it with the new rules from the community. And then I think you can find the rules online for the new format. but you really can't play it because you need these encounter cards. And that's why it's compatible and not compatible. Really weird how they did it. But for more details, definitely check out my first video with Nito and the Tomb of Giants. Other than that, take care, guys. I wish you all well, and GG's.